Hey guys, this is Izzy from Conquer Divide, and you're watching Concert Crap.
Hey guys, this is Corey here with Concert Crap, and I'm here with Izzy and Sam from Conquer Divide. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you for allowing me to interview you guys. As I said before we even started, I'm a huge fan of the band Conquer Divide. I've been following you guys for a good while now. Well, actually, since you started a while back. But for those of you that don't know, Izzy is the guitarist in the band, and Sam is the drummer, or according to one of your latest YouTube videos, the drummist of the band. So
Nice.
Thank you for being here once again. So first things first, which everybody can relate to this, and I'm sure you guys have been getting this like crazy for your first question, but how have you guys been dealing with the pandemic? And yeah, just go for it.
Well, so our newest single, like Chemicals, and our cover that we did, A Bad Guy, we actually all got together and met in Michigan to record everything in February. So we were super lucky because we kind of missed the pandemic almost. So we got all of our stuff done for the release, and then we released back in, oh my goodness, what was
August.
the release date? August, thank you.
August.
So
Being a big fan, I have to kind of know
yeah,
these things.
thank you. So yeah, it took that long for the video to get edited, for the songs to get mixed. So we were actually super lucky because, of course, as most people know, we were on a hiatus for a while, and then we finally booked to get together in February. And yeah, we just got by the skin of our teeth, really, because it would have sucked if, the travel ban started after we had, not seen each other for ages and all been active for a while. So we were super lucky.
Yeah, because you guys aren't really close to each other. Like, well, I'm just saying, like, the band as a whole, you guys aren't all really close to each other. So yeah, that would have been terrible if you guys couldn't record.
Yes. So yeah, like normally we plan things way in advance, and everyone tends to fly into Michigan. So me and Kristen live in Michigan. Janelle's in Texas. Kia's in Colorado. Of course, Sam's in Canada. So yeah, it's kind of a big deal when we all get together.
Did you guys only record the one song during that time, or did you record a ton of stuff?
We have about an EP length recorded. So yeah, we have some more stuff waiting
awesome.
to be released.
If I didn't ask that question, my journalistic integrity would have been thrown out the window. So you recorded in February. That's great. You were able to like beat the quarantine like a month later. That's when everything shut down. Like, as you guys know, like in March, everything started shutting down. When everything started shutting down, did that change the way you guys were like either communicating with each other or even like meeting up in person or just doing anything like in general in regards to the music? Or did you take care of everything during that time, like in February?
Honestly, we all kind of communicate online anyway, apart from maybe me and Kristen get together for maybe writing or hashing out, details for certain things. But I feel like it didn't really change the way we communicated because we kind of got it all out of the way beforehand. But of course, when we did release it in August, the difference now is that we don't have like a tour date or anything planned, because that's like the uncertain part about the future. But coming up to release, it wasn't too different for us because we were so used to being apart from each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys already kind of adapted to this pre-quarantine lifestyle that everybody's dealing with now. You guys were already communicating. I think even like when you guys like got together as a band in the very beginning, you guys were probably just communicating online anyway, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
So you guys are the trendsetters, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Before it was cool.
Before it was cool. Yeah. Now everybody's doing it. Now it's like if you're not doing it, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Sticking with the pandemic and you yourselves as who you are, how have you improved on yourself as being a better musician and just a better person as a whole during the pandemic? If you think you've been a better if you've improved from being a better musician from before the pandemic to after, as well as just being a better person as a whole, or maybe you're just a shitty person and you enjoy being that way.
I just got shittier.
Yeah, I'm the same shitty person I was before all this.
I know, Sam, do you want to lead with this maybe?
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that I was really motivated when all of this started, because I think my brain just didn't know how to process all of this. Like, what is this? How long is it going to last? And what does this mean? And pretty much right away, my rehearsal space closed. So I didn't have access to my acoustic drums. And I had got an electric kit at home like a week before lockdown started. And if I didn't have that, I don't know what I would have done, probably practice pad. But I got into like a daily practice routine on my electronic kit. I was practicing more than I was before. I was working on things I'd never made time to work on. And then I've got a buddy in New York who was organizing these like online drumming practice meetups. So we were getting together with a couple of other metal drummers and like working on our hand technique and stuff like that. And so I'm definitely a better player coming out of this than I was going in, because I made, like, the pandemic and the lockdown gave me time to focus on working on things I didn't really have time to do when I was like, okay, I got to learn these songs, I got to do this, I got to record, whatever. So that's been kind of the silver lining in all of this. I'm hoping that when touring resumes, that'll be like, okay, now I can put it into action. It was all worth it. But yeah.
Izzy, do you want to answer as well?
Yeah. So I feel like it was kind of a positive for maybe a lot of musicians, including me, because I wasn't able to go back to my day job for a while, which was bartending. So I kind of had more time at home and more opportunities to practice than I normally would have had. But also I teach guitar as well. And I'm actually really fortunate, because when the lockdown happened, pretty much all of my students were like, okay, we'll continue doing lessons with you, but we'll do it online. So I was teaching guitar throughout all the pandemic, really. And I was even busier than I ever have been teaching. And yeah, I think I improved. That kind of helped me as well, because it improved my guitar playing, because I was just delving into maybe different styles that students suggested for me. But yeah.
Good to know. And you guys are still sticking with you were a shitty person before. You're still a shitty person now, right? It's good to know. It's good to know. I'm the same.
Just moderately shitty.
Just moderately.
Yeah. Just your average shitty.
Nothing special.
All right, you guys, as you said at the beginning, Izzy, you guys released the song Chemicals in August. For those of you who haven't listened to it, it's actually a part of Concert Crap's Best New Songs of August, so make sure to check that out as well. So when I first heard it, of course, you're welcome. Well, you guys did all the work. I just added it to the playlist. But hearing the song, first off, when I heard it, it was, I can tell you guys, from when you first started as a band to this most recent song, to this release of Chemicals, I can tell production-wise and just the way it adapts to today's, sorry, I'm going to throw you guys into a genre, but I hate throwing bands into genres, because I know I just don't like doing it. That's just who I am. But in the post-hardcore, metalcore scene, I can just tell you guys adapted to that sound of today's, because music's changing every single year, every single month anyway. People are making new trends and making new sounds, and everybody's adapting to what's cool or what's working. But I can tell you guys were adapting to that sound of today, if that makes sense. That's not really a question, but that's just kind of like my statement of when I first heard it, at least. And it sounds crystal clear. The production, I know Joey Sturgis, right? That's his name. He's behind the production of it. So props to him as well, because I'm sure he puts in a ton of work making sure you guys sound as professional and as great as possible. I know I can tell when I first heard the song. So why, like you said as well, you guys recorded like a handful of songs for like an EP beforehand, before the pandemic. So why did you decide to release Chemicals as the first song, as part of your comeback and as part of this new wave of Conquer Divide?
So the reason why we picked Chemicals, and it will become more obvious when we release our upcoming music.
Mm-hmm.
Chemicals is kind of like the mid-ground, like there's screaming in there, there's singing, there's guitar solos. In our upcoming releases, we have songs that are just all singing, we have songs that are just all screaming. So Chemicals was really just the mid-ground that showcases like everything that the band is about, really. Like we didn't want to come back, especially because our latest technically release was What's Left Inside, which is all singing. We didn't want to come back with just a singing song. Like we wanted Janelle to be on it, and we just wanted to showcase, everything that we got.
And you can definitely tell that in the track. Everybody has their own little like portions where they're just highlighting themselves. So that's awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah. I'm glad you chose that then, and I'm glad you clarified that for me then. So let's go to the other release that you guys put out, the cover of the Billie Eilish Bad Man song with your own spin on it. Why did you guys choose to cover this song? And yeah, just that's the question. Why did you guys choose to cover this song? Whose idea was that? Did you have any other ones in mind, or was this kind of like the one everyone agreed on?
I think Kristen might have picked it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was ultimately Kristen, and it's because the song it's quite easy because the song is super popular and it was nominated for a Grammy. It's just a huge song, so everyone knows it, and just the way that this song is kind of structured, it was super easy to make into a rock/metal song. Like the original song already has pretty much a breakdown at the end of the song. So it was like pretty much all laid out there for us to do.
This is a question for both of you, but sticking with covers, what would be one song, if you can choose it for the whole band, what would be one song you would want to cover to put your own spin on it? So you put your own, I guess, Conquer Divide spin on it, and where you know you would be able to stand out in it.
That's really hard. I don't know. Sam?
My first thoughts are songs that like haven't come out in the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'd be particularly relevant, but like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, something like Lord or like that Take Me to Church song I would love to hear those kind of tracks as like something heavier.
Just something completely different than what the original sound was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that's a good suggestion. I can't think of one. I can't think of one at all.
We'll come back to it, don't worry.
I mean, so surprisingly, of course, like we're a metal band, but I really like, don't hate me, I really like Megan Thee Stallion. I really love her, and I love kind of like rap music as well. And I think rap and metal are actually pretty, they're not too different than each other, really. So I love to be able to do like a modern, hip hop song, like a female, like Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion with like the rapping, and like replace it with screaming. I think that'd be badass.
There you go. Just
they're just closely related in my opinion, because rap is very rhythmic, so screaming.
It's good to know. Just throwing ideas to you guys too. So I'm helping progress the band as well. So.
What do you want us to cover? Do you have any suggestions?
What do I want you guys to cover?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
No, you can't throw it back to me, because now I don't know what to say. I would say actually, if we would stick with kind of what you were saying, like rap and metal, do a Rage Against the Machine cover. That would be fucking phenomenal. Just even one of their big hits. You could do Bulls on Parade, Killing in the Name. Just something. I forgot who did I think it was Denzel Curry. He recently, I don't think it was recent, it was probably a couple years ago, but he did a Bulls on Parade cover, and it was fucking phenomenal. It sounded so good. And he's usually just, obviously he's just a rapper, but he did a cover of the Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade.
I feel like I heard that. I think I heard that.
It's so good. Once you're when you're done with me, go and listen to that. It's so good. He gets so down to the song. He gets like so into it. I feel like honestly, like nobody can really replicate Zach De La Rocha's voice, but he does it very, very closely. When like as soon as the first words come in, you can just tell he's like totally into it. But it just sounds so good. But that would be just something you guys can even just throw your own spin on.
Yeah, and that's like exactly why the Bad Guy worked really well for us, because like of course Billie Eilish has a very specific like vocal style, and Kia has a very specific vocal style, and they're completely different. So no one's going to be like, oh, Kia didn't sing it like, you know, or Kia can't sing as good as Billie Eilish. People, I always see like on YouTube, people like compare us to Paramore. Like if we ever covered a Paramore song, it just like wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because Haley's such a strong singer and Kia's a really strong singer, obviously, as well. But like it just wouldn't work out as well.
You want to do something similar, but not too similar to who you are or to who people are comparing you to. You want to just go out of left field a little bit and just stay in your lane, but like go off track just a little bit.
Or, I mean, people always compare Kia to Demi Lovato because I think her voice sounds a lot like Demi Lovato. That might work, even though their voices are very similar. The fact that like we could change the instrumentation behind it so differently, I feel like that might work as well. But that'd be pretty sweet.
All right, so this one is directed actually towards Sam. So Sam, since you're obviously the newest member, I kind of have to single you out really quickly, so sorry about that. But I noticed that you are a part of 2 other bands, and I'm sure you've gotten this question already before, but how do you balance working with those 2 bands and working with Conquer Divide?
Yeah, I think if all 3 bands were equally active, it would be really difficult. I'd say, so I also have a rock band, and that one's pretty active for sure. We talked about it because I was getting involved with both bands around the same time, and so we kind of had to have the discussion of like, okay, so like how would it work? Like if you had if I was on tour with one band, like how would it work or whatever. So, and then my 3rd band, which is like death thrash metal, it's a little bit quiet right now, so that just kind of makes it a little bit easier to focus on like Conquer Divide. But yeah, I think the main thing is just like being open and honest and transparent with the bands. And then, you don't want anyone to feel like you're neglecting them. And at the same time, it's also like an understanding of like, okay, like if I'm going to be part of this band, like what does that mean for the band? And like, what does that mean for me? I don't know. It's the first time I've been in more than one band at once. So I don't know. Yeah.
Doing good. She's doing good.
Yeah. Once touring starts, I think I'll be pretty busy.
I was gonna say once right now it's probably easy because no one's touring. But once touring starts, if like all your bands are going on tour at the same time, something might happen.
For sure. I mean, I can't say for sure what the future looks like in terms of like, working with multiple bands or having to balance tours, and it also depends like how busy a band gets. Like if Conquer Divide gets really busy, like then I might have to reconsider, how many bands I'm in. So we'll just kind of have to see what happens.
Yeah. And like we talked about before, we normally just kind of jam everything in because people fly in to Michigan. So we're not really like consistent. It's not like, oh, we meet up to practice once a week, we meet up to practice before a tour. And like we practice for like a week to 2 weeks straight. And everything's pretty planned in advance because, people have to buy tickets and stuff.
Of course. You want to make sure everyone's...
It makes it a little bit easier for Sam to kind of like work around.
Yeah. And like none of my bands are in the same city as me or even the same province. So I don't have anybody here that's like taking time. It's more just like all 3 bands I have to plan with. So it just makes it a little bit easier because everything's scheduled. It's not like, oh, we're going to take a last minute gig in like 2 weeks or something. It's everything's planned and it's pretty much just tours.
Yeah. I guess you could say that's kind of like, I mean, it's not like the music industry, it sucks that there's no shows going on, but that's, I guess, part of the positive you can see in it. Like, your schedule isn't so hectic right now. You can kind of like figure things out and like plan things out and just figure it all out just as a musician right now. Like,
it's a good time to be writing. It's a good time to be like practicing and working on our own skills. And I think it's a good time also to be creating like content for online, making videos, things like that. So I know like we've been doing that, and there'll be more videos to come. So
and improve on being less of a shitty person, of course, too, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Trying to be less shitty.
All right, so because I have 2 of you, I'm gonna ask you each this question, but you have to answer. This will be about the other person. So Izzy, you're gonna answer kind of if that makes sense. So let me start with Izzy first. So besides, well, the question first poses towards you, and then it flips it to the other person as well. So Izzy, besides your instrument, the guitar, what would you say your main job in the band is? And this is about Sam. What would you say that Sam, sorry, let me start that again. What would you say her most important job in the band is, and the thing she brings most value to the band, if that all makes sense?
Yeah, so I feel like I try and, obviously outside of guitar, I try and kind of be like an organizer, I guess. Like back when we were touring, I would always like try and like make spreadsheets. I would like make the backtracks and stuff. Maybe I was a little bit of a control freak. I don't know. And what I think is great about Sam is because recently, for example, I'm back bartending, and we're all like trying to do all of our interviews and stuff. And Sam's really good at like being there when it seems like no one else can do shit. Because Sam's got a really good schedule. She's like, hey, let me know, I can help out. Let me do this, let me do that. So yeah, she's just really reliable.
It's good to know.
Thank you.
And she's always down to do stuff as well. Like Sam never really says no. She's just like happy. She's just happy to be involved.
Yes, that is accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. And like she's just like a really nice, cool person, easy to get along with. When she came over to Michigan for us to do like all the recording for the video, she stayed at my house and we had a really good time. It was fun.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask of like band members, is just to be like chill and nice,
Of course. Sam, throwing it to you now. What would you say what's your main job in the band, and what would you say is Izzy's best value as part of the band?
I mean, pretty much what Izzy said for me is pretty much how I describe myself, like just being available and like, I don't know, just being there, I guess. I do have the type of work where it's quite flexible. I'm on my phone all the time. So it's just like someone needs something, I'm like probably available. Or, I don't know. I mean, because I haven't been involved with the band for that long, I mean, there's still obviously, like we haven't toured together yet or anything. There's only so much that I really had a chance to kind of do. But I don't know, if like Kristen needs a thumbnail made for a YouTube video, like I can do that. And I don't know, like in the bands I've been in the past, like I do a lot of like the organizing and the booking and like planning and PR and blah, 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 and social media. So I think those are all skills where I can also be available for those types of, I don't know, work if somebody needs it. And yeah, for Izzy, I don't know. I mean, Izzy's just
Izzy.
Izzy's just Izzy, just being Izzy.
Izzy's just shitty Izzy.
Shitty Izzy. Working on being less of a shitty person. I'm just kidding. Izzy's really cool. And I don't know. And yeah, she was an awesome host when I came out there and stayed and made me feel very welcome. And just in terms of like in the band, I know that Izzy's very involved in like planning and organizing and songwriting and just being really serious, I think, as a musician. So I definitely really respect and value that. And yeah, I don't know, just like the passion that she brings to all the music and just how serious. It's like, you can work hard and play hard, and I feel like that's Izzy.
Thanks.
All right, you guys passed that test. I think you sound like you're on the same page.
We're both shitty people.
So it's easy. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Is that your nickname?
Easy,
No.
Easy shitty Izzy.
Easy shit. Oh, the worst nickname to possibly have.
All right, so as I said, I'm a huge fan, so I noticed you guys are killing it on YouTube right now. You guys are releasing new content all the time. For those who haven't seen it, you have diving into the comment section, reading people's comments, whether they're good or shitty. Most of them were shitty, but you know, people are shitty people anyway. This is it only kind of like loops back anyway. But but reading the shitty comments, singing that word with Kia, the drummer autocomplete with you, Sam, the British slang with Izzy. I just saw that one was hilarious because I don't know any British slang. But who comes up with these ideas, and what else can we see in the coming future for YouTube content?
I know, Sam, did you come up with the idea for your video, the drum one?
I did. There's another one that's coming out with me where it was Kristen's idea, but the autocomplete one was yeah, I was inspired by those, I can't remember if it's Wired. It's somebody that does all these, like, where celebrities will look at what people are asking about them on Google and they reveal them.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
No, those are good. The only thing I would suggest with yours, Izzy, is because you had a lot of, this is just me coming from the marketing standpoint.
You're about to criticize me?
Yeah, yes I am. Shitty Izzy, I'm about to criticize you right now.
I can see that.
There was a lot of, what was it? The slang. There was just a lot of them. I would have put that in different parts. So then people, if they see part 1, they can anticipate part 2, and then part 3, and then part 4. So, you know, like, even if they...
There's plenty.
Even if they come across, like, part 4, they're going to be like, oh, there's, like, 3 other parts to this. Let me go check them out, because this girl's hilarious. And so that would just be my suggestion to that. That's all.
Into it. Addicted.
But honestly, keep creating that content, because it's golden so far. I'm loving what you guys are doing. Like, the way it looks and sounds, it sounds, like, superb. You guys seem like you already know how to do it. So good job.
So I think so Kristen mainly for a lot of them, like for my video, she like filmed it and she edited it, you know, and and she kind of came up with the ideas, and I don't know if like people have noticed, but since we released our song Chemicals, we've been releasing 1 YouTube video a week. So we have like them all backed up kind of, so that some of them are just waiting to be edited. But yeah, that was an idea we actually came up with before like the pandemic and stuff. That was back in like January, February. Well, I think it's end of January. When we were all together, we were just like, well, let's just create some content, because we knew that we didn't want to release all of our music or like the ones that we recorded at the same time. We kind of want to trickle it out, and so we just wanted some content to be in between.
No, that's great. You guys are killing it. You guys know how to do it. So keep doing it. That's all I say.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's some good ones, Korea. I was nervous about the British slang one, because I haven't like lived in England since 2015. So I was kind of nervous because my accent has obviously changed to all my friends. So I was really nervous about seeing the video, and I didn't even watch it until it was up on YouTube, because I didn't want I was worried about my friends being like, oh, you sound American anyway, or like, people don't use that slang anymore, you know? So I was like, really nervous about it.
You thought it was like outdated?
Yeah.
Did you have any friends message you about it, or like, do you know that they've seen it?
Yeah, I had. A lot of my friends liked it. At the time, before like me and Kristen recorded, I like messaged a bunch of my friends in England. I was like, remind me of like some of the slang, because if you don't use it, you kind of forget about it. So it was kind of fun for me, because I was kind of remembering what I used to say.
You just needed some notes, like, wait a second. Yeah. What did they say again over there?
Yeah.
All right, really quick. Sticking with that, with Izzy's video in particular, with the not just the British slang, but what really quick. Sorry, I don't know, but Sam, are you a native Canadian?
I mean, was I born in Canada? Yes.
Yeah, were you born? Okay, you were born in Canada. So
yeah,
really,
I'm Canadian.
Oh, okay, perfect. So this question does pertain to you then, since you guys aren't technically Native Americans. What American slang do you guys like and hate the most, or you just don't understand?
Oh, American slang. Canadians use most of the same slang, I would say, when we have most of the same media and whatever. There's just certain, we have a couple things we pronounce differently. What were you going to say?
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, go for it.
I can't think of like any American slang at all. Well, like awesome.
Awesome. We use awesome a lot. I use awesome a lot.
I use that. Give me an example of American slang? Do Americans even have slang?
Yeah, I mean, I know people. I'm in Southern California right now. I say dude a lot.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of people say dude. I call everybody dude. But I know in like, yeah, dope. I use dope like very, I guess not ironically, but I use it very exaggeratively, let's say. But I know people in Northern California, like the San Francisco area, they say hella a lot.
Oh yeah. Hella dece.
But I never use it out here. And everybody in Southern California, we don't really use hella. But when I hear people say hella.
Around here, people, well, maybe a few months ago, a lot of people say bet. Like, ooh, bet.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever come across that.
I feel like it's like,
I don't know how to explain. It just means like you agree.
Yeah, it's like instead of saying you bet, I don't actually know where it comes from, but I feel like it's more of like a teen thing. Like I never hear anyone, like I don't hear a lot of people over like 21 say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Yeah.
At least over here where I live. Maybe it's just over there in that part of the country. But I mean, I think every place has their own like different types of slang. And
yeah.
But I was just curious, maybe you guys heard something in the past few years. You're just like, what the hell is that? Or I don't like that.
I feel like it's more of a generational thing than like, I mean, I don't know, like, I know, Izzy, you haven't lived in England for a couple years, but like as a Canadian, I feel like we probably use the same stuff. Although, I mean, we've got a couple of things that we will say in Canada that I don't think that they say in the US. But that might be future content that you will see.
Good to know, teasing it.
But the most obvious thing to me is like pronunciation of certain words but I think it's more common, like if you hear something that's pronounced, or like a word that we use in Canada, but they might also use in the northern US, like they might use in like Minnesota, Michigan, like we call like a carbonated drink pop, whereas like a lot of, like I'd say most of the US calls it soda, but there are states that call it pop as well, usually northern states. And then like in certain states in the South, maybe it's Texas, that calls it, they'll just call everything Coke, even if it's like Sprite or Dr. Pepper. They're just like, oh, can I have a Coke? You're like, what kind? Like that really confuses me. But there's definitely like certain regional words or regional slang, but I wouldn't say there's like something that like all Americans use that like that we.
Yeah. I think it's just I think it's like a different type of slang here, because like I feel like in England, slang is just kind of ridiculous almost. It's a very like city by city. So like in Liverpool, just everything is shortened. So for example, the hospital we call the Aussie. The hospital, the Aussie, the Aussie. So like it's just like really being like made smaller, you know. Same with an off license, which is the same as a corner store or a liquor store. We just call it the offie. So like
you heard of any of that?
Yeah, so like slang is, I feel like slang's different than like, so like we have lad, and then in Liverpool we just say la, just LA instead. Like la.
It reminds me of Australians because they'll say like sunnies instead of sunglasses. And just everything's shortened and cute.
Yeah, it's like all shortened, which I feel like it might not be here, like in the US. I haven't noticed. But yeah, it'll be like, well, like, yeah, like bet or rad, dope. Okay. Well, oh yeah, there's one thing that I don't understand why they're called hamburgers here, because they're not made of ham. In England, we call them beef burgers, which makes complete sense.
I thought that they were called hamburgers because it had something to do with Hamburg, Germany, but I actually have no idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. More content. There you go. You guys have more ideas. Look up word origins and where the hell this shit came from.
I feel like that would...
That would make sense. Because in England, we call it a beef burger.
Why is a hot dog called a hot dog? We don't know that yet. Or I can't tell you. Do you guys know why a hot dog is called a hot dog?
Why is it called a wiener?
Maybe because because it sounds like Vienna.
See, some knows.
I don't know.
This is what Sam brings to the band. Logic and reason.
Word etymology. I don't know. I feel like that would be a fun video where we just ask like random questions, and then we look them up and find out what the answers are, where it's like, I've always wanted to know this thing. Why?
That's actually a great idea. I think we're kind of on something here. You guys should run with that.
Yeah, I feel like since living in the US, I feel like I haven't really picked up on any slang. I feel like, and maybe I say sick, maybe. But
yeah, I was going to say, you just probably just adapt to it and you don't even realize it when you're like saying it and doing it. You're just like, oh, okay, well, everybody else is doing it, so now I'm normal, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And I know when I first moved here, like my slang would kind of from England would creep out and no one knew what the hell I was talking about. So I just kind of stopped using it because it was pointless.
It would have flown all over my head. I'm like, what did you say?
Too much.
All right. So when shows do come back, hopefully soon, obviously, for everybody in the music industry, but is there a specific artist or band you guys would like to tour with, whether either with As Conquer Divide or just because it's like on your bucket list of like, I want to tour with this band or this artist? This will be for both of you, of course.
I would really like to play with Bring Me the Horizon because those shows would be insane. Because they're like at the top of their game right now. I just feel like that'd be a really fun tour, like really fun.
We could totally talk about Bring Me the Horizon like all day too. Like
yeah.
It's amazing how big those guys have gotten in the past few years. It's freaking insane and wild.
Yeah.
I don't even believe it, honestly. Like,
take us with you. That's what it'd be like.
Sam?
I don't really think there's even one or two bands that I would say are like bucket list bands. I mean, I'm just happy to tour, and if it's a band that's cool, like where the members are cool and they're fun to watch and it means like playing awesome shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of bands out. What's that?
No shitty people, right? Basically.
No.
Yeah.
Too many shitty people.
Only we can be the shitty people.
Yeah.
You guys set the
enough room.
There's too much shitty people on this tour.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than like getting on a tour and you're really excited because you really like the band, and then like they end up being kind of not what you would think. And I feel like that happens. I feel like that can happen as a fan as well. You know, you have expectations of people before you meet them, and then like sometimes it can be disappointing. So there's nothing worse than that.
That's
so as long as they're cool.
Yeah, that's being that way. I'm well, not me, but the site is Concert Crap. I always try diving into like what shitty experiences do people have at concerts, or what shitty people are out there in music. I'm not trying to like call people out or anything, but it's just like, you know, I'm just trying to like dig things out of people. People don't want to talk about it, but it's just like I'm not saying like you guys have to talk about it right now or anything. I don't want you to name names or anything, but you know, like from the fans definitely know like who are the shitty people out there. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're kind of wrapping it up here, but why should people care about Conquer Divide? I know take your time. It's a loaded question. I know there's so many great things about you guys, but
why? I mean, oh gosh. Why should we care about it? Because we put a lot of work into what we do. Why? That's a tough one. Sam?
I mean, yeah, I think that the level of detail and attention to the songwriting, I think definitely sets the band apart. In terms of like, yeah, what's nice to listen to? Like, what do the songwriters think that people want to listen to, and what is kind of like going on in the genre today? But also, I don't know. I'm just trying not to go with the obvious answer, which is that it's a bunch of badass women playing heavy music. That might be the first thing.
It is the obvious. It is the obvious completely because, and it's true that we have been, and it's been proved because we have plenty of like young women reach out to us that we are a positive influence on their lives. It like made them pick out an instrument or and believe in themselves a little bit more. They've started like playing shows and stuff. So I mean, yeah, that is the obvious answer, but
let's modify the question real quick. What do you want to tell girls, either women, girls, anybody who's just out there, what do you want to tell them in regards to music or just being a person in general? Like, what do you want to tell those young girls out there? What would you tell them? You have this platform. What do you want to tell them right now?
Don't ever give up, and don't be discouraged by shitty men.
Yeah.
Or just become a shittier person than the shittiest of men, and then you're fine, you win.
Always take the low road. Just kidding. Don't.
No, I
Don't
mean,
do that.
no, just never give up. Really, and it's easier said than done because there's a lot of factors in play. But yeah, never give up. It can be done. I mean, when we go on tour, we still have people. We'll be sitting at our merch table, and people will think that we're the merch girls. You know, so obviously the work is never done.
Yeah, I think the big thing is try not to care what people think.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you're young, like especially if you're a kid or you're a teenager and you're a girl and you're playing music or you want to and you aren't sure. Like it's hard when you're young and you're trying not to care what people think. Like see it as, you know, not everyone is gonna crap on you. Like you will have people supporting you, and I think you should gravitate to the people who support you and are there for you and are offering to help. And try to focus more on those people and don't focus on the naysayers. Everyone has haters, and you know it's fine. They'll just go, you know, they can go off and shut up. But yeah, I think it's just important to focus on the people who are there to support you and focus on something that you want to do. You know, if you want to do it, you should go and do it. It doesn't matter what other people think, or if someone says, nah, you shouldn't, or oh, girls that do this are blank.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and be visible. I think being visible too, you know, if you have the personality type that you're willing to put yourself out there, whether it's on a stage or on YouTube, please do it, because you might also be inspiring other people to play. Even if you're new, even if you just started playing guitar or drums or you're singing or whatever, share your progress, post videos on Instagram, like let people see that there's a lot of us.
Don't be shy.
And that's exactly what happened with me. It's like when I was around 16, that's when I started my YouTube channel, and I had kind of grown up thinking or kind of being shy about playing music. I just played guitar in my bedroom. Like I never really played in a band or anything because I kind of felt intimidated. So I started putting videos on YouTube to kind of track my own progress, just to see a nice progression. And I would just pick songs to cover, and eventually that got me in my first band in England. It gave me the confidence to go to music college, and then eventually Kristen found me on YouTube. So everything really happened with me just putting myself out there and just starting. And it can just be as simple as that. I just started uploading guitar videos, and kind of everything seemed to fall into place then, because you're kind of being active. You're being active, like stop thinking about it, just do it.
Be active. No, that's all great advice. I'm glad you guys both share that, because it's just like, yeah, don't be shy, be active, push yourself to just, you know, become improve on whatever your craft is, not just music, but just a person as a whole. Like I'm not like, I know we're saying like, don't be a shitty person, or we are shitty people or whatever, but you know, like that's what this is all about. Like, you know, like don't be a shitty person. Don't stick to those people in life. Just, you know, just always improve yourself, always improve those people around you, push others towards their dreams, their goals, whatever it may be. Just push yourself, push everybody else.
The first step is always the hardest.
Yes, it is.
I would say.
In any aspect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and don't give up, even especially if it doesn't come easily to you. It doesn't mean you're not going to ever get there.
Mm-hmm.
I did not pick up drums quickly at all. Like there's a lot of people that probably would have given up very quickly if they were like, well, this is hard, because it was for me when I was first starting. So if you're starting an instrument and you're like, wow, this is hard, like give it a second chance. Like just give it some time, and in 6 months, see where you're at, you know?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I feel like there is this kind of unwritten, like people assume that everyone that plays in a band are like prodigies. You know, I can't even say the word prodigy. You know what I'm trying to say.
Prodigy.
Thank you. They think that they're this they've been shredding since they were 4 years old or something, you know. And a lot of people are just normal ass people, you know. You don't have to be the best of the best to do what we do. You just gotta love it. You gotta put in the time. And yeah, just don't give up. And just be active. Keep chipping away at it. And good things will come.
All
Not
great.
for those who wait, for those who work hard and actually do stuff. Don't just wait.
Yeah.
Just do it.
All
Just
great.
do it.
Just do it. Everybody just do it. All right. All great. All sound advice. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate that. All right. So now we're done with the, we're done with the music side of the interview. So are you guys ready for the bonus round?
Yes.
Okay. So none of this has anything to do with music. So don't worry. We're done with music. I know you guys are tired of talking about yourselves and everything, but I'm still going to talk about more personal things. Not that personal. Don't worry. It's not diving that deep into your personal life. But I'll go back and forth between you guys, and then for the last 2 questions that I have here, I'll ask both of you the same question. Okay. So I'll start off with you, Sam, since you're at the top of my screen here. So just first thing that comes into your mind, or, you know, this is kind of like your favorites or what you just did recently or something. Cool?
Okay.
All right, so Sam, favorite ice cream?
Ooh.
Pistachio.
Izzy, what's the last thing you ate?
A calzone. Microwaved from Aldi.
Sam, what's your favorite fast food franchise?
A&W.
A&W. Oh, they don't have many of those out here anymore, at least where I live. Those used to be huge. Izzy, cats or dogs, and why?
I used to be a dog person, but I recently got a cat. I recently got a hairless cat, and now I'm a cat person.
Good to know. Sam, who's your favorite superhero?
Man, I don't know. Is it supposed to be the first thing that comes into mind?
Yeah, whoever your
Well,
favorite
like
is.
the first one that came to mind was Batman, but it's not really fair because Batman pretty much just like bought everything that makes him cool. So like I don't know, that really makes him.
It counts.
You're making so many nerds, like I'm not one of them, but you're making so many nerds like scream at their computer right now because they're just like, he didn't buy it, he's so skilled at everything.
I know. You know what? I don't even care. You guys can freak out at this, no problem. It's fine.
Izzy, what was the last movie you watched?
Last movie?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I haven't watched a movie in so long. I've just watched series. What was the last movie? Hush. I think it was that Hush one on Netflix. The one where it's the lady's deaf and the guy tries breaking in.
I know which one you're talking about. And kind of sticking with, I guess you could say horror. You can say that's kind of horror. Sam, what's your favorite horror movie?
Oh, favorite horror movie. Can it be like oh man. I've been on like a cheesy, campy horror movie kick.
Those are the best.
Does The Shining count?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, The Shining. It's one of my favorite movies in general.
Have you really quick sticking on that? Have you seen Dr. Sleep yet?
Okay, I was just asked this yesterday, and no, I haven't, and that's on my list. So I'm actually planning to watch that.
Watch it. It's
next.
Actually surprisingly very good. Well, in my opinion, I'm
Cool.
sure people won't agree, but
It's on my
I
list.
really liked it. Watch it. Put it on your to-do list.
Yeah.
Izzy, what is one word you can never spell correctly?
I have to always think, it's stupid. I always have to think restaurant. I always have to double check.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
It's a hard one. Don't worry. I'm a writer and I can never spell the word definitely. I can't even spell it for you right now. Don't put me on the spot.
You
Defiantly?
spell it with an A instead of,
I spell it like,
definitely.
yeah, I spell it 5 different ways and it's never right.
I always fuck up computer for some reason as well. I don't know why.
just say laptop.
I do like computer.
Computer.
Oh.
When I was first spelling it as a kid, it was always computer.
It should just be that.
It should.
It sounds like a transformer or like some kind of evildoer.
It's probably an
Computer.
accurate. It's an acronym for something. Some futuristic robot.
Can we just say though, I'm pretty sure my spelling is getting worse as I'm aging because we have spell check and stuff. I don't need to know how to spell correctly because everything just gets fixed for us.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm pretty sure I'm getting stupider.
They're making us stupider. They want it. They want it.
More stupid, not stupider. That's not.
They want us to rely on the computers to do all the work for us.
It's funny because I'm a writer as well, and I don't trust spell check, so I have things turned off. Like I tried Grammarly, it kept getting things wrong, and I'm like, I just don't trust it.
I agree with that. They get most things right, but they don't get all things right.
Yeah.
They're not 100% perfect. I'm the same way with Grammarly and spell check and everything. I'm just like, I know I'm spelling this right. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
All right, so this is for both of you, but I'll go with Sam first. So Sam, you have one dish to cook for Gordon Ramsay. What do you cook for him?
God. I mean, he's going to shit on anything I make, so I might as well just make a piece of toast with butter on it and just...
So that's what you make for the band, right? Like, hey guys,
No. Okay, no, to be honest, like I would probably make a key lime pie. I love making those, and he'll probably say it's too sweet and there's something wrong with it, but I don't care because then as long as I get to eat it,
it's good. As long as it's good for you. It's good for you.
Yes.
Izzy, same question.
I like making curry, so I would make old Ramsay a Thai Thai green curry.
There you go. You guys just combine dishes and then just serve it to him. He has like dinner and dessert. There you go.
It'll all be green themed.
Yes. Key lime curry.
Key lime curry. I don't know about that.
On top of cheesecake, I was like,
All right,
That'd be
so
saying to be in a stupid, like, fancy restaurant, like cheesecake with curry topping. It would make it work.
What do they call it when it's like, it comes not, like when you get it's dish something at like a fancy restaurant and it's like instead of giving you a salad altogether, it'll be like, here is the lettuce and here's deconstructed.
I'm not
deconstructed, there you go.
We'll get it deconstructed.
Don't go to many fancy restaurants.
Yeah, no.
Like they need to be separate, but then once you put them together, then they're amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this.
Yeah, we went to a fancy restaurant after we shot our music video downtown Detroit, which is very fun. We went with our video director, Jeb Hardwick. He actually flew from England to shoot our video, and we went to the casino afterwards, and that was the last fancy restaurant I went to. It was in February.
Yep, same.
Long time ago. Well, it's probably not that long ago, but because everything's blending in together and it's going by so quick. But we digress. All right, so this is for both of you, but we'll go with Izzy first on this one, and this is the last question. So, Izzy, if you were a wrestler, what would your wrestling name be?
Easy shitty Izzy.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Oh my god.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Sam, what about you?
I think it needs to end in or, like computer. Maybe it would be like the Landinator.
Landinator. Sam Landor.
That sounds very intimidating.
She's about to landinate. Yeah.
Right.
There should be like drumsticks.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Drum your way.
So many ideas.
You drum your own theme song and you drum your way to the ring.
The way to get in. Oh, I was thinking even more, like we elevate that where I'm like upside down in that like rotating cage. Was it Tommy Lee or
Yeah, Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, right?
Yeah, where it's on wheels and it brings me in and I'm like drumming on a kit like as it rotates like this, and then somebody gets me out of my harness and puts me in the ring.
Or you can put you on one of those big hamster balls.
Yeah. I've always thought about what it would be like to run in one of those, and apparently you can in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
You can just like run downhill in these giant plastic balls. It seems really dangerous.
It doesn't seem safe. Like, where are you gonna go if you like fall down a hill or something? Like, where?
You're gonna go.
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Go. All right. That is it for the bonus round. Thank you guys for answering those and being good sports about that. So where can people find out about Conquer Divide?
So follow us on all of our social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube if you want to see some funny content. We're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, we're on Apple Music. If you want to support us, buy our single on Bandcamp, because we actually get the biggest cut from that website. And then anything I might have forgotten, Sam?
You can check out the merch too if you really want to support the band.
You're good.
Yeah, we got shirts, hats, there's posters, there's like a little bit of everything. So that's on the website.
We have an official website, conquerdivide.com, and it has everything on there. Links you to absolutely everything.
And for your own personals, do you guys want to plug any of those?
My Instagram is Izzy X Johnson. I guess that's really it. I'm terrible at Twitter. I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at keeping up with that. But Instagram, yes.
Sam?
Yeah, same. I'm on Twitter, but I'm not very active. Instagram, I'm at Slanda Drums, S Landa Drums, and on Facebook, I'm Sam Landa Drums, and those are the main places to find me.
Any last words? Anything else you guys want to say before we go?
Thank you for having us. And check out our new-ish single, Chemicals, and our new-ish cover, Bad Guy.
Yeah.
Be sure to do that. For everybody listening, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to give Concert Crap a like, follow, subscribe. We're on all the major platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and be sure to follow Concert Crap's podcast. We'll probably have a clip of this on our podcast because I know this went pretty lengthy, but I don't care. But be sure to follow us on our Concert Crap podcast on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Play, and wherever other fine podcasts are found. See you guys next time. Take care.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.